Welcome to Principal Pep Talks, everyone. This is Sage. This episode is brought to you by the Principal Leadership Program and all things communication for connection. So if you are looking for how you can support your school leaders, heads of school, go over to sagebhubs.com/the PLP and you will find all that information. If you're interested in finding out how you can bring me in to speak for your professional association, your conference, your campus, or organization on all things connected communication, emotional intelligence, and relational leadership, send me a message. And on to the episode. Hello. Welcome to Principal Pep Talks. I cannot tell you how often I am told by the principals that I get to work with that they are hired to be instructional leaders, but they have a million different meetings and emails that they're constantly being pulled into, and that they hardly get any time in the classroom, in the hallways, in the cafeteria, outside, unless there's an emergency or it's evaluation time and it's absolute necessity. They are not getting to spend their time with the kids or the teens or their staff. They're not getting to observe instruction. They're not getting to see that joy of creativity and all the things that are being made and learned inside their buildings. They are stuck in their office. So this is the get out of your office pep talk today, y'all. Honestly, sometimes we just need a reminder of what it means to you in your satisfaction as a leader and in your effectiveness as a leader to get out from behind your desk or your table or your standing desk or whatever it is and get back out into the spaces that made you want to be a teacher and then a teacher leader and then an educational leader, administrator, or principal that you originally walked into this field for, right? So research on the importance of a positive school culture is huge. There's so much research that says that a positive school culture directly impacts student performance and that it's really created by the relationships that you form with the people who work with you and for you and the students who walk your hallways, right? And you can't do that from inside your office. So I know that this can be really hard and really daunting, especially when you are coming from a school that has perhaps really high behavioral concerns at the moment. You're constantly being asked to handle discipline. Perhaps you're understaffed and you are the one to whom most things fall to. Perhaps you are new and you are feeling like the district is asking 1,000 things of you, and you're scared that if you don't cross the T's and dot the I's that are required via all these emails and these policies and this data keeping, etc., that you will get in trouble. I know that there are a million legitimate concerns that keep you in your office. And the get out of your office pep talk, y'all, is about reconnecting with what matters to you most and what will make a big difference for the climate in your building. Get out of your office and connect with kids and connect with teachers. So the research shows clearly that this is essential. I know that some days it is impossible, but can you do it more often than you did before? We're not looking for perfection. We're not looking for 100%. We're not looking for some dreamy pie in the sky. That's not what the pep talks are about. The pep talks are about oftentimes reminding you of what you already know is important and then giving you some hacks around how to do that. So get out of your office. Here are some ideas. You can rally support. I don't suggest doing anything in leadership alone. A, I think it's not as effective, and research would support that. B, it's not as fun, and I have a personal motto that what's fun is more likely to get done. So rally your resources in your community, rally support. So you might enlist your office staff, your secretary, your front desk person, whoever is in your building with you, to remind you, to say, hey, haven't seen you out here in a while. 3 times a day, they pop their head in. Maybe one of those 3 times you're actually able to go. But 3 times a day, they're popping their head in and saying, hey, why don't you come outside and check out this thing that's happening down the hall, or go pop into that classroom that you intended to get into 3 days ago, right? Enlist some support. Another way you can enlist support is to ask your teachers to invite you in. say, hey, I'm really working on making sure that I find the joy in my work every day, and that I'm knowing what's really going on in our building that is celebratory and wonderful, and not just what's going on in our building that is hard or challenging. So if you would please email me when you have something cool coming up, I would really appreciate it. Even if it's just you're reading a wonderful book and the kids are really, really engaged, or if it's secondary level. I know, for example, that my son just did an egg drop again, but with a different level of physics than he had done it in earlier ages now that he's in high school. And he was really jazzed about that. Or they were able to do a science experiment where they lit things on fire. Ask your teachers, rally support, ask your teachers to invite you in. Another thing that I think is often neglected, and what I love about the principal leadership program that I run, is your principal peers, right? Do you have a text thread or a WhatsApp going with your colleagues who are in different buildings and doing similar work, being asked to do 1,012 different things? Do you have them as both cheerleaders, champions, and accountability friends, right? Where you can text each other at the end of a day or periodically throughout the week and say, hey, have you gotten into classrooms yet? And they can do that for you as well, right? And then you just maybe look at what you're doing in that moment when the text comes through and you think, actually, this isn't urgent. What I need to do for my own personal satisfaction and fulfillment, and for building culture, and for having sustainability, meaning you can stay in your job longer, which we know is good for schools and student growth because you like your job. Get out into the hallway, get out into a classroom, get out into the milieu, and really be with staff and kids and remember what's going on out there. Another hack is to put it in your calendar. For some people, this works like a charm. I encourage the rally your support crew more so, because I think that we often try and do things in isolation and we'll just we can figure it out ourselves. I'll do it myself. So I love that first one about really rallying support. But also, if you live and breathe by your calendar, put it in your calendar multiple times a week. That way, if you miss one or two because there really is a true emergency, or you're required somewhere else at a district level meeting or in a parent meeting, you still have multiple opportunities where you will be out of your office, in classrooms, or in the common spaces. Start or end your day with it. That's strategy number 3, is just start and end your day with it. Don't go into your office until you've done, 30 minutes of a lap around the building, or don't leave for the day before obviously you're going to say after the bell, and you're going to be there before the bell. So start or end from bell to bell with being in the classroom, or being in the hallways, or being outside and greeting students as they arrive and walk into the building, whatever it is, but have it be how you bookend your day so it's part of your routine. Habit forming is huge in terms of where our attention goes and how we get pulled in 72 different directions, or whether or not we can own our time again a bit more than you did before. That's all we're looking for here, people. So if you want more information, go over to the show notes at sagebhobbs.com/principal pep talks. You will find some research articles, sometimes some funny memes, any of the other resources that we talk about here. And I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you found something of value in today's pep talk, please share it with others in your life who could use a reminder of how important the work that they do is. And we appreciate you, and we'll